welcome to the deep dive. We know you want the important info without getting bogged down.
Exactly. Straight to the point.
So today, we're looking at something pretty significant. EON Reality's launch. It's the world's first spatial AI for income incubator.
Big title. But the core idea is, well, potentially game-changing for entrepreneurs globally.
Right. Especially in places that are often overlooked, the underserved markets. Our mission here is just to understand, what is this thing, why now, and crucially, what makes it different.
And our source is the press release they put out.
Yeah.
What jumps out is this mix of spatial AI, we'll get into that, and a new method for tackling this global opportunity gap.
Definitely intriguing.
Yeah.
So let's start with the why. Why this, why now? They talk about this entrepreneurial opportunity gap.
Yeah, and it's a real thing. We tend to think of startups clustering in, Silicon Valley, London, a few key spots.
Sure. The usual suspects.
But EON's point is there's this huge pool of talent elsewhere that just isn't getting the support it needs. Traditional incubators often don't reach them.
Because they're tied to physical locations and specific networks.
Precisely. Barriers to entry. But now, AI is making it easier to, create products, even reach markets. So the support systems need to evolve too, right?
To find that talent wherever it is.
Exactly. Dan Lajerskar, EON's chairman, had a strong quote on this, called it a historic crossroads.
Yeah, I saw that. Saying the old ways just aren't cutting it for global unemployment or reaching these emerging markets.
It really frames the urgency, doesn't it? It suggests this isn't just, a nice-to-have tech product. It's a response to a real need.
Okay, so that's the why. Let's move to the what. What actually is this AI for Income Incubator?
Well, the key thing they stress is that it's comprehensive. Not just bits and pieces, but a full platform.
Covering the whole journey, from finding talent to going global.
That's the pitch. And this term spatial AI keeps coming up.
Right. What does that mean in this context? My take was AI for personalization, adaptive mentorship.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. Think intelligent customization. The AI understands how you learn, where you need help.
And they mentioned AI creating interactive learning content.
Which makes complex stuff, like business models, maybe easier to grasp, more engaging than just reading a manual.
Yeah.
It's AI woven through the whole process.
Okay. And then there's the learn, train, perform methodology. Can you break that down quickly?
Sure. It's their core framework. Learn is about getting the knowledge fast, using immersive tech, like visualizing things.
So not just textbook learning.
Right. Then train is skills practice. Risk-free experimenting, getting feedback, seeing how you're doing with analytics.
Makes sense. Practice makes perfect.
And perform is putting it all together. Real projects, collaboration, documenting results, and then, importantly, market expansion.
So it's a clear progression. Idea, skills, action, growth.
Pretty much.
And the actual tools, there's a list. EON XR platform, EON AI Ready, the AI mentor called Brainy.
Yeah. EON Vibe Coder, the global marketplace, and an entrepreneur guide. It's quite a stack.
Let's unpack those a bit. EON XR is the immersive environment.
All right, cross-device.
Yeah.
So accessible. EIN AI Ready makes that interactive content we mentioned.
And Brainy is the 24/7 AI guide.
Your AI mentor, yeah.
Yeah.
Always there, supposedly tailoring advice.
That sounds powerful. What about Vibe Coder?
That one's interesting. It's a no-code tool for building apps.
Ah, so you don't need to be a developer.
Exactly. Opens it up for founders who have the idea, but maybe not the coding skills, to build a first version.
Okay, that could be huge. And the marketplace.
That's their distribution channel. Access to, they say, 42 million users in over 80 countries.
Wow. Okay, so direct market access built in.
Potentially, yeah. And the Entrepreneur Guide is like the central knowledge base for business stuff.
So quite a comprehensive toolkit, like you said. How does an entrepreneur actually navigate this? They mentioned 4 phases.
Right. Selection, incubation, acceleration, and scale.
Selection is first, about 3 months. Using AI to find people.
Yeah. They emphasize using AI to look beyond just resumes, maybe find potential more objectively.
Interesting. Then incubation. That's the longest part.
9 months. Really digging into the business idea, refining it with help from Brainy, the AI.
Okay. Then acceleration.
6 months. Turning that refined concept into something actually market-ready, getting the business operational.
And finally, scale.
12 months. Focusing on growth, expanding globally, leveraging that network and marketplace.
And throughout all this, there's a support system beyond just the tech. Right?
Yeah, definitely. They talk about multidimensional support. The AI mentorship is key, offering that constant specific guidance.
But also human mentors involved too, I assume.
The release implies a blend, but the AI provides that baseline 24/7 support. Then there's tech enablement, those no-code tools we mentioned.
Crucial for non-tech founders.
Absolutely. And an investment framework described as market-calibrated but founder-friendly.
Which is always a tricky balance.
Always. Plus, access to a global network. Talent, investors, mentors, distribution partners, things that are normally hard to build, especially from scratch in emerging markets.
It sounds incredibly thorough. They also mention a phased implementation timeline.
Yeah, briefly. Foundation, expansion, global network, ecosystem maturity. It shows they're thinking long-term, building it out piece by piece.
Not trying to boil the ocean on day one.
Seems that way. Start strong, then scale the program itself.
So, zooming out, who really benefits here? What's the value proposition?
Well, two main groups.
Yeah.
Clearly. Entrepreneurs, obviously.
Faster development, better access, personalized help.
Future-proof skills, potentially easier global market entry. All big pluses.
And the other group, governments.
Yes. For government partners, it's pitched as a turnkey solution for job creation.
Ah, okay. Measurable economic impact.
That's the goal. Fostering local innovation, maybe increasing tax revenue down the line, and getting some global recognition as an innovation hub.
So how does this stack up against, the incubators we already know, the traditional ones?
They actually draw a direct comparison.
Yeah.
Traditional ones. Limited geography, rely on existing networks. EON's global reach, AI talent discovery.
Mentorship, limited hours versus 247 AI plus human.
Right. Tech support. Basic resources versus advanced AI tools like no-code. Market access. Local versus global marketplace.
Investment structure, knowledge management, scalability.
Across the board, the AI model aims to be more scalable, personalized, accessible, and global. That's the core difference they're highlighting.
And the potential impact numbers they put out are, well, they're big.
Very big. Over 100,000 jobs, $10 billion plus in enterprise value, 25 plus regional ecosystems.
And aiming for over 50% participation from underrepresented groups.
Which connects back to that initial why, right?
Yeah.
Addressing inequality and untapped potential. Plus, training thousands of tech professionals annually.
It ties back to tackling youth unemployment and navigating the changes AI is bringing to the workforce.
Exactly. It's positioned as a proactive solution.
So EON Reality isn't shy about calling this a paradigm shift.
Not at all.
Yeah.
They're framing it as a fundamental change for higher education and governments dealing with economic transformation.
And calling early adopters definitive pioneers. Strong language.
It is. They also point people towards a white paper for more detail, plus their own podcast and blog.
And it helps to know EON's background is in AR and VR for knowledge transfer, right? This feels like applying that expertise to entrepreneurship.
It does feel like a logical next step for them, leveraging their tech and platform for business creation. It fits their mission around democratizing knowledge.
Okay, so let's try to wrap this up. The key takeaway seems to be this AI for Income Incubator from EON Reality is a really novel integrated approach.
Yeah, using spatial AI and a specific methodology to tackle global entrepreneurship, aiming squarely at those underserved markets.
Dismantling old barriers, leveraging AI, and aiming for pretty significant global impact, both economic and social.
It's a comprehensive vision, definitely ambitious, trying to democratize opportunity using these new AI tools.
Which brings us to a final thought. We often focus on AI replacing jobs, the automation aspect.
The disruption.
But what if the bigger story, or a bigger story, is AI enabling opportunity, democratizing the tools and guidance needed to start something new?
That's a powerful angle. What happens when potentially millions of people who were previously locked out suddenly have access to this kind of support?
What kinds of innovation might we see? What solutions to global problems might emerge from places we weren't looking before?
It really shifts the perspective on AI's potential role, doesn't it? From just automation to actual empowerment on a global scale.
Something to think about. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.